Well, folks, I got my Moderna shot on Monday, November 1st, 1 week ago today. I'm sorry to say that booster shot, that was my booster. It gave me 6 hours of torture and 30 hours of hell. It was brutal for me. At 2:15 in the morning, I got it on Monday, so 2:15 in the night, in the middle of the night, that night, 14 hours after the vaccine, I awoke ice cold and badly shivering. My temperature was 103.5. I piled on blankets, put on flannel pants and a sweatshirt, and went back to bed shivering. And the high fever was torture. I couldn't sleep because I just kept shivering uncontrollably. That lasted 6 hours when my fever dropped to 101 and then stayed between 100.5 and 101 all of Tuesday. Now, mind you, my normal temperature is 97.5. I also coughed after climbing or descending the stairs, which is not normal, but that started. And I felt miserable and just weak. And to try to get through Tuesday, I put on Bruce Willis movies, Die Hard and Die Hard 2. I've always thought he was cute. Though I did fall asleep through a lot of it. I watched it again on Wednesday. My fever completely broke after 30 hours on Wednesday morning. And a new thing cropped up Thursday evening. My injected arm became swollen and had 2 large red rashes on it. Now, that did not happen with my first or second dose of Moderna. Saturday evening, I began spotting, which is ridiculous. I completed menopause just a month shy of my 58th birthday, which is when I last bled. And I turned 62 a few months back, so I'm in my 63rd year of life right now. It's been 5 years that I've been in menopause, and I started bleeding. Anyway, I looked it up to see if I can find anything about this, and I'm relieved to learn it's not just me. This has happened to other post-menopausal women, and I'll put links to this in the description. Sunday, thankfully, all coughing ceased upon exertion or descending the stairs or bringing in wood or whatever. And today, 1 week later, the arm rash has vanished as well. But the spotting continues. Now, I never had muscle aches, whereas with the second shot, I had extreme muscle aches, but not with the booster. Never had muscle aches. And I'm glad I'm not coughing the way I was after the second shot, too, because that coughing went on for 19 days before it stopped cold. But this time, the coughing was only upon exertion. Well, after exertion, actually. So at least this time, the torture was not as bad as the second shot. But to still be tortured and go through hell on a half dose of Moderna given 8 months after the second vaccine, I don't think I'll take the Moderna shot again. It doesn't sit well with my body. I wish it did, though, since it's an effective vaccine, but it doesn't sit well with my body. I've had many vaccinations throughout my life that recreated the traditional way. Yearly flu shots, travel vaccinations. Even after I got shingles and recovered from it when I was 54, I went out and got a shingles vaccine. And I have never reacted to any vaccine the way I have to Moderna's mRNA vaccine. I've looked it up this week, and thankfully some companies are working on COVID vaccines that work differently than the mRNA vaccines, and they say they have fewer side effects. Now, I'll put a link in the description to an article from the science journal Nature that explains this. And I must say, if there's one blessing in all of this mess, is that at least my mother didn't have to go through this. And my heart goes out to all of you caring for your frail parents during this pandemic. It must be a nightmare. But as for Moderna, yippee-ki-yay, blankety blank, I'm not taking you again. Bye-bye.